My name is Frank, and I love driving my NSX, and I'm always looking for roads that challenge both me and the car. Our adventure starts near Frozen Head State Park in Tennessee. This is the State Penitentiary Brushy, which is now decommissioned and offers tours, and there's even a restaurant out there in case you want to get a taste of prison food. I'm just kidding. The food is actually much better than that. But this prison and this route is part of what Tennessee calls their top secret tour. In fact, the route I'm going to show you is called the Devil's Triangle. So starting from the prison, Route 116 begins to climb into Frozen Head State Park. As you go up the hill, the first signs you'll see are gentle, rather gentle, sweeping curves. Now these curves don't tell you a lot about what you're about to face. But relatively quickly, you'll see some signs that this is a pretty interesting drive. 30 miles an hour, that's not bad. That's not extremely challenging for the NSX. Oh, 10 miles an hour, that's something pretty serious. And this sign too, also an indication of what you'll find. Now there are lots of fairly tight turns in this area, but many of the turns are not necessarily blind curves. And there's also a fair amount of distance between the curves. So you might compare this to Tail of the Dragon. Now in Tail of the Dragon, the curves are much tighter packed, so you don't have as much of a chance to build up speed between the curves, but it's still pretty exciting. Now about halfway along the route, you'll come to this bridge, and I'm pointing out this bridge in particular because there are no signs to tell you which way to go. But you'll want to follow Route 116, which goes to the south here and to the right. New River Road is pretty interesting, but it's a dirt road, so you might not want to take tight turns and high speeds on that road. There's also a railroad track right here in case you want to do some hiking in the middle of your trip. Continuing on Route 116, there are, again, like I said, lots of tight turns, a little bit of distance between the turns to build up speed, but all in all, a pretty interesting ride. So you can see the distances I'm talking about between the curves that let you build up some speed and really get a chance to work the stick. Now this also can be pretty tricky here, because you can see on one side of the road, rock wall, other side, sharp drop off. So how do you find this place? Well, let's zoom in here near Knoxville, Tennessee. So from I-75 or I-40, near Knoxville, what you'll want to do is go over near Oak Ridge. So there's Route 62, which will take you through Oak Ridge and over towards Frozen Head State Park. And it's 116, Route 116 that you'll want to take. As I zoom in here to show you some of the curves that you're about to face should you take on this challenge. So along the route, you can see that there are areas of straightaways where you can gain some speed, along with some of the curves that I've showed you. Now you'll get to a point where 116, which is called New River Road, crosses this New River, it's called, right there. And that's where you need to take 116 south unless you want to go north on the dirt road. So along 116, New River Highway here. Again, there are challenging curves in here, but there are also lots of straightaways where you can gain some speed. As you get towards a second crossing here, 330, if you were to go south on 330, I usually just go north 116 back to I-75. But let me zoom out a little bit here. And if you had taken 116 around and then 330, and you could go back, of course, to the beginning, that is the Devil's Triangle that they talked about.